Hello YouTube, hello internet, hi modelers. This is just a quick video, a couple of minutes long. Just wanted to show basically this is where the magic happens. This is where I do my weathering, and you can see I've got a couple of box sets at the back by AV which I use for my airbrush. Got some Humbrol enamels. I don't really use them anymore, stopped using them. I found them very awkward to use and not perfect, having to wait. The waiting times are just not fun to use. I used them originally but didn't really get the sort of result we're looking for, so I've been using Mig Jimenez oil paints. As you can probably see, there's a load at the back there just behind the Humbrol stuff, the black lidded stuff. And the airbrush stuff is the AV stuff. That's what I use. You can dilute that or mix it and it's perfect, and whilst it dries quite quickly, you can reduce the drying time on it if you really want to. But the Jimenez stuff, for me, it stands out arms over above anything else. I mean, you can buy them in these little packets now. You can get like three oil brushes, or you can buy them individually. This particular set here is let me just focus it in so you can see it. This is a ground colouring set, but I've got a complete set at the back. I've got about 30 of them all together, and they're all different colours, and they're great for weathering and great for just adding detail and stuff like that. Also, I've got, if you look to the right there, let me just focus in here, you can see I've got, it says depot areas and sludge track. So I've got a weathering set there. That's all these that you can see at the back of this one here. They're like all washes. And then there's another set behind that, which is it's for the rail line one. Again, let's just focus it in so you can see, and that's got loads of big washes in it, so you can see again, which are airbrush stuff. And then I've got this box of stuff here that I've used as well. I bought this as a one-off actually, and it's really good. Some of the paint in it's really unique. It's quite different colouring, gives a different finish as well, different texture. So I quite enjoy using that as well. But I've got some German stuff as well, powdering stuff, which is from Nock. This is my favourite weathering powder. I quite like this. I think this is probably my third packet that I've used. This is a fresh packet, and I keep you can see the brush in there. It's just as well that I change it because the brush gets ruined after you use it a bit. I've got another one that I use which is quite big as well, this one here. This is quite handy for doing mass work. But yeah, the Nock stuff's really good. But I've since found, because I'm using my airbrush to do a lot of work with, but I'm also doing some close-up work with paint brushes. And let me just show you this one here. I mean, I've got a paintbrush on here which is really nice. These are my favourite paintbrushes at the moment. I've kind of like, I've stopped using all my other paintbrushes. They're just so comfortable to hold that if they sit in between your two fingers and then your thumb, and because it's got that triangle feel on it, it kind of like, let me just maybe, hopefully you can see it now. I'm holding it away from the camera a minute ago, but it sits in between them two fingers, and then your thumb locks it into place, so it feels really comfortable. Oh god, I keep moving the camera out of the way. It kind of like the two, so you can literally flick it up and down on it between the two fingers, and then put your third thumb on top of it, and then if you like to lean the vehicle over or whatever you're working on, you can actually, if I can focus it in, let me just get this a bit closer so you can see what I'm talking about. So you can get right up into the little cracks in it like that, and just easily work the lines. And especially when I'm using Jimenez's oil paints, it's really great for that. And I got a set of them. Let me just put my bottle here so you can see, and I can put the because I leave them on the rack because they stay on the card easy, and it's like easy to get them. So let me just turn around here, and so you can see them. Just turn them round so they're all visible, because it's quite difficult to see, because they turn on the card dead easy because they've got that like triangular thing going on with the wood. So let me turn them all around, and then we can see all the numbers on them, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. So they come in at all them sizes. You can see there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, there's 10 brushes, and you can see from the different sizes there. On the right as you can see there, it's 864321 and this is 20, and then that's 30150, which is the finest one of the lot. But if you look, if I can put it at the top here, and they're quite stiff, the brushes are really stiff on them, so they're ideal for weathering models. They're just a perfect brush. I'll stick a link in the video so you can see where they're from. I mean, I bought these off eBay. I was a bit reluctant because I can't remember how much I paid for them, but they were. I thought, you know, but they look all right. The idea of the triangular brush was sort of appealed to me because forever slipping the brushes around in my hand. So that's the one thing that I found that's really helpful. And basically, I'm like everybody else. Just use a small compressor with my airbrush. I've got a couple of airbrushes, one's small and one's medium, and they pretty much do what it says on the can, really. And obviously, use protection as well, like you should do when you're doing stuff like this. Get yourself a decent mask so you're not getting inhaling all the fumes, because it can be a bit of a do. I've also recently just started using these as well. I bought some off eBay. I wanted some red ones as well. I want some different colour ones, for when you're doing different colour paints. You can see the effect of the paint because of the colour highlights it better. So I've got various 2, 4, 5 and 6 mil masking tape for masking off, you know, when I'm doing my wagons like that, so I can mask off the lines and keep an area brighter, darker, or whatever sort of colour I'm looking for. So basically this is where a lot of my work's getting done. I'm farming some stuff out to other people at the moment as well, because I've got that much stuff to do. I can't do it all on my own. So but this is where I'm going to be trying to get on it and do more and more. I can't sit down for more than 15 minutes, so it's hard to do a video. Hard for me to do a video on weathering, because I'd have to sort of like edit it terribly, so there'd be lots of edits in it, so I'd be stopping and starting all the time, and that's the biggest problem. I can't sit down for more than a quarter of an hour at the most because of my back injury. I had a car accident 3 or 4 years ago, so I can't put any strain on my back sitting. I have to stand up a lot of the time or lay flat. Hey, look, I'm not looking for any sympathy, it's just the way the world is, and you have to just get on with it and how you do, which is exactly what I'm doing. And obviously getting on with the modelling and stuff, it's just good fun. This is my gaming room. This is where I actually have a lot of fun. Let me just pull my chair out of the way so you can see. I've got a big beast down here, so you can see my computer, which is hand built Jobbo. It's pretty cool. So this is where it all happens. Anyway, that's enough of my toy playing area, and it's just a quick video really, just to show you some of the paints and some of the stuff I'm using. But my favourite stuff at the moment is, without a shadow of a doubt, it's the Jimenez stuff. His oil brush stuff is really fantastic. Yeah, the actual the brushes themselves. Let me just pull one out quickly before I knock the video on the head here. Let me just see if I can get a close up here. Let's focus in so you can see one really close. So you can see here, this one is Orca, and let's get it perfect here. So they're a bit like a woman's makeup bottle, and you give them a good shake, and then when you unscrew them, the brush on them themselves, the handle's a bit awkward to hold, but the brush on the end is superb. It's like a makeup brush. Let me see if I can just put that against the black background there so you can see. See how small that brush is? It's fantastic, and it's really good for weathering. It's a bit like the end of the other brush that I just showed you a minute ago, and it's quite a sturdy brush. So when you actually, it smells that paint. I love the smell of that paint. But when you bend the brush, it's quite stiff, so you can hold it on the model without it slipping. It's just a bit more difficult because the handles are a little bit bigger than what the paint brushes are. So what I tend to do now is put some oil on the wagon, and then I use one of my O2 or the O3 brush and just wash it down and then thin it out a bit, so you get that kind of effect. And it stays workable a lot longer, the oils, than what the acrylics do. Anyone who does this sort of thing, you'll know that even if you mix your acrylics, it goes off really quickly, and it's not very forgiving. If you make any mistakes with it, you've got to knock it on the head and start again, or just use some thinners to get it off. But like I say, the Jimenez stuff is fantastic, and I couldn't recommend it more. It's one of my favourite things to work with, and I've never been an oil fan, but I've got more into it. And I think once you get used to it, and if you've got a couple of old wagons that you don't really care about, just practice on them, because that's what I've been doing, and you'll be surprised the results that you get. Anyway, that's the end of that. Enough rambling from me. I hope you like the video. Give us a thumbs up. If you're interested to see me do some stuff, you know, give us a sub and stick something below saying what you want to see. If you do want me to see me do something, I'll have to get some editing software so that I can do it, so that everyone can see what I'm up to, and then I'll try and I'll do a load of edited software, a lot of edited clips showing what I've done and the kind of sort of when I've started and then when I've finished, so you can see the end result, and hopefully that'll inspire some of you guys to get out there and do it yourself, because it isn't difficult to do. It's just having a little bit of time and a bit of confidence in your own ability, because that's all this is all about. And if you get all the stuff, like you get the airbrush cleaner, you get the thinners, and there's plenty of stuff on the net. And if you want any information on where to buy stuff from, or like I've got a guy in Poland to buy stuff off of, because he's great with some stuff. And then you've got the Jimenez website. Mig Jimenez, his stuff's brilliant. You can watch some of his videos online. A lot of it's all tank stuff, but he's a bit of a loco fan. He doesn't let on about it too much, but he's a big locomotive fan, but he never does any weathering on locomotives. I don't know why. Might have to prompt him one day to do that, because the guy's amazing with the brush in his hand. And there's plenty of videos out there showing you how to do this. I don't really need to do this, I don't think, because there's enough people doing it, but I'm going to do it just to show you that it's not hard to do. Anyone can do it. So hope you enjoyed my video. Look forward to seeing you guys at some of the shows this year, because there's going to be a few shows about. I'm going to be out and about doing a bit of showing, or hope to do. I'm going to start building my modules. I keep saying this March, but it's probably going to be sort of April, May, once the Brexit thing's dealt with. Then I'll be doing some videos on how I'm building the modules, what materials I'm using, because I've been doing a lot of research on that over the last 6-7 months now, and I've pretty much got it boxed off what I'm going to be using. So lots to look forward to in the coming year. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks. Bye bye.